Hi guys, what's going on? And welcome to episode 5 of our Rise of the Republic campaign. So, where did we get to last time? So we're still embroiled with this kind of tough war with Tarsus, which is our biggest sort of problem. So we get go on to the tactical map. So I'm basically stretched across the width of Italy, but the Tarsians own land up to the north. It's sort of Fraternia, there. And a little bit of Samnium as well. Probably like to kind of capture that one. That'll be a handy one to get. But I also sort of are threatening a little bit some of their more southern cities. We made peace with Krunton, so I think I'm only at war with. Have a look at. Just at war with the Tarsians. Yeah, we are. So we've only got them to deal with, which is obviously a good thing because they've got quite a large army, or many armies anyway. And I've been sort of trying to put pressure on them. I was moving this army up last time, the Howling Wolves, to pressure the city here because it got no garrison, although I guess it will have probably a small garrison by the time I get there next turn. It's whether they're going to have the sense to move one of their armies in time or not. Because this guy is a pretty basic army, you know, it's things like native Greeks, SAMNITE light infantry, the couple of Lucian warriors and obviously my general, but not exactly a particularly professional army either. Our army, the glorious army, has been in retreat, basically. We got embroiled in a handful of fairly large battles around here, which we did win, but the amount of casualties we took, it was more of a fighting retreat, and we're just trying to retreat back to Kopsa to secure our position. And we are raising the wandering armies in our capital, which is going to face off with this army to the north and start to push into the Tarsian territories up north of us. While these ones... You know, Hadonia has actually now got a reasonable-ish garrison here. You know, armoured spearmen, 3 Lucian warriors, proper skirmishers, etc. So we should be able to hold the walls here without too much trouble. And the rest of our troops are garrisoned over in Scipius, over here on the coast, which is going to get ourselves set up once we get it all sort of sorted and back into order. These guys are probably going to be pushing south to try and threaten some of the Tarsus cities sort of nearer to their homelands. Maybe we can force a peace on them at some point then. So I don't think there's a lot we can actually do this turn. Obviously my turn paternity income, which I did start to increase, is actually really on the way down now because not really no point in doing that. Because obviously we're raising this extra army, it's costing us quite a lot. We've been pretty hard on recruitment. Not to mention the fact we've got guys sort of camped in our territory who are probably raiding for us and stuff as well. So let's just go straight through to the next turn and see if Tarsus does anything in this sort of time frame. Nothing major by the looks of it. I'm keen to avoid... You know, I want to draw this war with Tarsus to a close really because I don't think I can envelop them all in this war. It's just a too big a place. And there's also things such as, you know, what happens if I end up getting caught in a war with somewhere else big, like if the Romans, which are certainly on their way down to the south, you know, come in contact with me, then it will be almost impossible for me to deal with them. Okay, so we have a son has come of age. Shepherd's plea to cut down several forests. Okay, so we gained 10% wealth from industry, but plus 15 from agriculture. Basically just a balance. We're largely an agricultural society anyway, so it's probably a good thing. Although our income per turn is now pretty low. So we've got these guys recruited there. Some traits gained. The factions have been destroyed. Okay. So let's have a quick look at the tactical map. So we've still got this enemy army north of us. We've got our main army over here and our small army down to the south. So I think the first thing I'm probably going to do is try and threaten here, because if they've still not got much of a garrison, and we should be able to take this easily. Awesome. Okay, that's a really nice one. This army here is still a worry, because it is actually pretty well equipped. We were at war with them not that long ago. And if they force march themselves into some of our territory, then that could be quite a problem for us. But for now, anyway, we'll bring our army back to Komsa. Yeah, we'll see. So we now own Pontentia, which is good because it means we're starting to apply more and more pressure. We're starting to pressure the Tarsians. I wonder if we could force a peace on them. Only if we could.
We are not known as patient people.
No. Despite the fact that I think I'm really winning the war, I'm still not keen for it. We've immediately started to train a decent garrison out of this place. Yeah, increasing the enclosures probably did increase overall happiness. Poor public order per turn, growth per turn, Italian culture, influence, and a bit of food. It sounds perfect. A warrior's lodge. We'll just leave that as it is now, and we'll probably not spend too much money there. So these guys obviously need to continue to recruit if we're ever going to face down this Tarsian army to the north. So we'll probably have a look at what else we've got to recruit. Probably some cavalry. And we've got a handful of Lucian warriors, so we'll probably have to look at having some light infantry probably. We go with that. It's going to cost us a lot per turn. And then that'll probably be that do for that army. Over here in this part of the world, how are things looking here? So we can actually get this probably recruited now. We have a bit of food, but a bit of public order negative. How's the food situation? -3, so let's go for a fishery there. We can actually probably now, well, we're going to leave that, weren't we? We thought about upgrading that, but it's not worth it. That doesn't really give us a lot. Here, we'll probably better have something like a sacred enclosure, because what's the cultural situation? Not very Italian, and it's growing increasingly Hellenic, so let's get a sacred enclosure built for public order bonus and for more Italian influence, which is what we want. So these guys are all up there. I'm worried about these guys, that their army is marching around and wandering possibly dangerously close. We didn't long make peace with these guys. And they don't exactly like me. I don't know if there's anything I can do to make them happy.
The day is already old and there is much to do, so if you have words, speak them.
They say they're not going to want to get involved in anything like that, are they? It's understandable. Is there anyone who I can trade with, or I'm not already? Problem is, everyone just doesn't really like me. No, Syracuse doesn't despise me.
To receive this embassy, and will listen within.
No.
You would not sell much in our marketplace.
We don't actually know very many people, do we? We need to do more exploring. Maybe we should start recruiting a navy at some point. Like those guys down there. Okay, I think we're ready to press on to the next turn, because got to be careful that those guys don't suddenly declare more on me, those Crotons. And the Neapolitans, well, they've only got one city left. There's someone we'll have to defeat at some point in the future. Okay. Okay, respectful. Motivated population in companion. Things should be starting to improve here because we're starting to get more growth and tax income per turn, which is a good thing. Quartermaster's report. Oh yes, we've got the rest of the stuff built out up here. So this army can now actually march out. Although it looks like the Russians actually losing territory up here. Who are these guys? Let me have a look. Diplomacy. Is that them? Allegheny? They like me. Afflicted diplomat. Oh, so they actually they're actually taking a lot of territory back from Tarsus. Okay. Well, that's good because that means Tarsus is not having such a good time with all this. Now we've also got our enemy army there, but it's only that's the one further to the north. That's not a problem for us. Okay, well I'm still going to keep pushing my troops out to go and threaten them because we're obviously a much larger army than them. So if we can get them to fight, then I'll be happy that I'll be able to do that. But I can't quite reach them this turn. They're not large enough to threaten any of my cities because I've got a sufficient garrison everywhere that it's not going to threaten them. The glorious army at Comsa is actually just recovering, getting itself sorted before it's going to be able to push back into combat. We obviously now own the regional capital down here at Potentia. It's also good. Slave trade is expensive. What does it do currently? 1 public order and 50 entertainment. That more food, Or cost a little bit of food. But achieve a public order and tax. Yeah, I'll go for court. Seems sensible. So, over in this part of the world, things are starting to pick up in public order slightly. Hopefully things will improve there as they continue to do so, and then we can start to push further south to more fights with the Tarsians, which is exactly what we want to be doing. Everything else, our biggest problem is just poverty, isn't it, really? So, straight into the next turn, I think. Tarsus agents causing trouble for us. Obviously, the enemy army.
Against you is not enough,
Yeah, these just randomly seem to declare war on me at random points. I don't know what they think they're going to achieve by it, though. That's the problem. They're just a small nation have a smallish army. Sooner or later, I'm just going to have to crush them, aren't I? Maybe the army of Comsa will eventually be in a position to do that. And why don't I get rid of these mercenaries? I forgot about them. Well, that saved a lot of money, didn't it? Okay, I forgot mercenaries are quite so horrifically expensive in this game. So, now we've got rid of them, we can just recruit proper light infantry again.
It's a good life.
Well, that saved a bit of money, didn't it? Okay, that was silly to not do that earlier on. I don't know why I didn't think of doing that. So we've still got a fair bit to fight for. One of them is a rebel province, an Italian rebels, but maybe we start to pressure the regional capital.
We hunger for battle.
Do I have military access technically to these guys? I don't.
Hail.
Since they like me, I might be able to just ask for it.
I give ear to your...
There's no sense in falling out with them for no reason.
Commander, on the move.
I'm not trespassing. I have a military access pact. That's what I just worked out.
March.
Oh, that is Rome there itself. So they're on the move. When we capture they're in Ostia. But the Romans might be growing. They're going to at one point be probably something quite a tough one to actually conquer. Okay, well, we're moving our army up further to north. Down here, obviously the army is just growing again. The public order here, as it begins to improve, we will think about moving this army out. How much does military presence? 12. It does contribute quite a lot to public order. So we'll have to hang on for a little bit longer, probably. I don't really want just a bronze workshop. But I guess we're stuck with it now. We should hopefully get a bit more from food. Food income might improve the situation slightly, you think? Is the public unhappiness caused by lack of food? Cultural difference, taxes, slaves, provincial instability? Not necessarily. Okay. Straight to the next turn then. Cool.
The gods honor me with success.
Charles is still moving troops around. They seem reluctant to actually face me in the field. They have a lot of armies, but none of them are particularly huge, it seems.
You should be honoured that I make such an offer in the name of a noble people.
What did I have with them? Oh, I meant a military alliance. Sorry, I meant military access. My apologies. Although eventually we're going to have to get to all of these, because I actually do want to own all of SAMNITE, considering I am a SAMNITE. You know, I don't even own all of my home province. Okay, so Tarsus has made peace with Syracuse. Oh, our warlord has gained another rank in our super elite army. I think God knows what he's going to do this time. Yeah, might as well just do that, hadn't I, really? I could theoretically then deploy him in the province, I guess. Is that the... How do I do that? No, it just serves as military training. Okay, cool. Is there anything else that can be built here? Yes, perhaps improve the quality of this. There, so we get more public order out of the religious buildings, which is obviously what we want to be doing. These guys now have military access. I'm probably going to immediately go and lay siege to Acernius. It looks like there's no army there and no garrison. Oh, this is just easy, isn't it? Just occupy it. Ah, and our Imperium level has increased. We can now hold 4 armies, 4 fleets, 2 spies, Now, dignitaries and all the champions, everything's the same, but more fleets and more armies. And 3 edicts per turn. But we've only got 1 full province, so it doesn't really make any difference. So, that means really Tarsus is starting to struggle now because it's pretty heavily split up. It'd be nice if we could capture this full province, wouldn't it? Would be pretty cool. Keep trying to apply pressure. And all the buildings are right for my Italian territories, you see, because I guess these were all owned by Italian cultures, which is why, yeah, it's 82% Italian. That's why, one, the public order shouldn't be too bad, and why it's already like a fortified settlement with the proper court and a meeting ground. So we should end up with a solid garrison here. 3 Lucian warriors, 2 armoured, Hibernian, and some Italian skirmishers. So that should be able to hold pretty well in a couple of turns, and we can start to threaten Teat or Histonium. So yeah, looking pretty good there. These guys should just be slowly on the increase. Everyone's up here. This army here has started to grow a little bit, hasn't it? We maybe consider trying to push back out again, or we can try to start to push on Neapolis. That army there isn't large enough to really threaten me, but if I push it out, then kind of all my armies are going to be on the provinces, on the edges of the map. Let's just recruit a few more units. Have we got any cavalry? We haven't, so we want 1 unit of cavalry. We've got 4 slingers. We've got a good number of Lucian warriors. Do that. Then it will give us a full 15 strength, good 15 strength army. It should be able to beat most things. And then I think we're going to go for Neapolis and start to try and lay siege to that and just get rid of those people once and for all, because they're just a continual pest, aren't they, really, in our side. So, 1 more turn until our technology is gone. So, straight into the next turn. Not a particularly interesting episode so far, this one, in terms of battles had, but still. Tarsians are moving the fleet down. That's something we do need to do at some point, is think about raising a fleet. It has some island territory, but we could then send armies over to different parts of the world, start exploring a bit more.
I have offered sacrifice to Ares in a short war,
yeah.
even though I yearn for your suffering.
I knew that was going to happen at some point, didn't we? I've forgotten where the army has gone. Hopefully it is not too close, because that's going to be a problem. No, that's Allied army. At least our allies have now actually got a semi-decent army. I thought they were really just like almost completely beaten, but they seem to have just suddenly risen back up. So, potential. Oh wow, we're under siege everywhere. Okay. Right, we lost a lot of men under all our besieged settlements. So, under here we are under siege by a very large army. I'm surprised it doesn't last longer. It's got no food, probably, is the problem there.
We hunger for battle.
And it has no garrison.
Ready for battle.
This is going to be a tough one. I think we're probably going to have to face that this turn, to be honest.
Command.
Unless they're going to come for me next turn, but they might not, you see. Okay, we'll consider that one. And over here, down here, presumably it's the Croton army. It is.
We hunger for battle.
Are we going to get a garrison out of this one? If we fight the fight, are we going to get the garrison to come with us?
Ready for orders. To victory.
Oh, look at that. I mean, we get the whole garrison with us as well. Oh, we'll just auto rules. Kill them all. Kill them all. Assuming I can just give pursuit and just kill this army completely. And that is the Croton army defeated. Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking, trying to go to war with us there. But in the other place, it's a bit closer.
Ready for further orders.
Okay, so that man has been upgraded. But first, let's get him back to the city. So, one of our sieges is dealt with. Now let's deal with our general upgrade. I'm a bit nervous about this guy because this is the guy who. Oh, yeah, plenty. That seems like a good ability to have. What's the senatorial overview? Because our influence is dropping slightly. We have slightly less senators than we did do, but we're still pretty strongly in charge, so we're not too bad. Start to get more and more negatives with increasing Imperium. I didn't realise he got such upkeep cost to all our armies. No wonder I'm not making any money. So we also need to deal with our technology as well, don't we? I can't remember what it was. It was finished maybe Mars the Victor for the weapon damage. So what's that? Replenishment rates. Upkeep reverse sanctum units. Or we have got more civil ones that we could look at getting done. Do cultural conversion. Well, that is actually quite useful for public order, so maybe we should start to get the Vitae technology tree done, because there's only 2 in that one, so we should maybe look at getting that done. And let's deal with the siege that is going on over here.
Ready for battle.
I think we fight it.
To battle.
It's going to be a close one. Strongly outnumber us, but it looks like we outskill them. Yeah, I think we'll fight them. Because if I don't, then I think they might not actually assault me next turn, and then the casualties I'm just going to be taking in terms of inside the city are just going to keep racking up and up. They've got a lot of slingers, I suppose, which is a worry. But a lot of things just like hillsmen. You know, they have got some elite units, but we've got a good handful of Lucian warriors. We've got some cavalry. You know, even our SAMNITE light infantry are pretty quality units against some of the militia spears and stuff. So, you know, we're not beaten yet. Even got things like mercenaries. If we could hold this guy off, then that's probably the main Tarsian army north of the divide actually cut off them. I don't really want rain. So, where are we? Let's get our slingers grouped up.
Ready for orders.
So we've got our general, with his silver shield infantry,
Battalion swordsman.
our Lucians, and then our SAMNITE light infantry. Well, yeah, as long as we don't get completely overwhelmed, I'm going to push our cavalry quite out onto the flank. I don't think they have any cavalry. They have got a lot of slingers though. Including some javelins. Oh, they like me. Their peltests are their general's unit, I remember. And they've got things like... oh, native Lucian warriors. Oh, they have actually managed to recruit some Lucian warriors for them. And Italian swordsmen. Oh, maybe things aren't looking quite so good as I thought they were. Yeah, things are looking actually pretty against us. Oh dear. I thought this was a good idea. I'm now not so sure it was a good idea. Let's push our cavalry right out onto the flank. I think our slingers are going to have a hard time with this. Have we got a loose spacing mode? No, it doesn't look like we have. Oh dear, I'm scared. I don't think this is going to go well for me. This could be our first sort of major defeat of the campaign. Let's go for you. Move forward to your own range and open fire. No, sling away.
Yours to command.
Go on.
Slingers.
We've got the first volley off. We're going to get pressured and we're actually going to have to retreat behind our lines.
General is under attack.
I'm happy for them to shoot my units there. We're going to have to pull back though. Because I want to beat these enemy slingers first and foremost. Let's just get back behind the lines. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Stop. Back turn. Focus on their slingers. All efforts on their slingers. Let's try and start to rout these units. Although I think they might be now turning their efforts on my slingers. By the looks of things, yeah, they are. Let's try and rout one of these units of enemy slingers. Okay. Oh no, not them. Sorry. Focus on the slingers, not the javelin men. So we've routed one. They haven't actually broken though, having said that, but maybe they don't really need to. Looks like their infantry might be starting to move in. I'll wait till, if their infantry will get engaged, we can then bring our cavalry in maybe to get stuck into some of this hand-to-hand combat, or maybe go for their general possibly. I'm quite happy with how this ranged fight's going, because I don't really seem to be focusing all that much on my slingers, which seems to be an error, rather than they're just shooting my pretty heavily armoured and shielded infantry. What are you focusing on? No, keep shooting at the slingers. There's just another unit of enemy shattered enemy slingers. Those the British slingers have reformed, but there's only 15 of them left. So let's keep focus on these guys. Some native javelin men are coming forwards. These guys have got potential to do damage. SAMNITE light infantry are going to get stuck in there. We should be able to win that fight, I should have thought. Light melee infantry, well, both light melee infantry, I suppose. But we haven't got javelins. Who next? Let's go for those medium missile infantry. Those actual Egyptian. Are they Egyptian? Oh no. I don't know what they are. Some form of slingers who are causing trouble for them. Throw some rocks at them, that's what we need to do. Who is winning this fight? Not me, by the looks of it. Let's throw our Lucian warriors into that fight. And bring these guys round on the flank slightly. Our slingers have still got plenty of ammunition left. No, don't go to hand to hand.
Pressing the melee button.
Let's keep our focus on those slingers then. So what else have we got? So we've got those. The enemy Lucian warriors are coming for me. So starting to actually apply a bit of pressure now. These guys. I'm going to start to bring these guys around. Those Lucians are going to have to hold for now. Oh dear, the camera angle is going everywhere. Let's start to pressure into these guys. Start to rear flank them a little bit. Those light melee infantry look like they might be about to rout soon. We're going to have to bring these guys. Jesus, they're bringing everyone into that fight. Those slingers are routing. Good. No. I might send our cavalry against their enemy general. Our poor Lucian infantry are just being absolutely hammered. Let's bring in more reinforcements. Try and get them in on the flank. Because everyone is piling into that one engagement. Get stuck into that fight. What have we got left? It's just those javelins then by the looks of things. So our cavalry hit their general, but we're not doing a lot of damage to them by the looks of it. Are we on a losing fight? And they're bringing in more spearmen now in reserve. Maybe this was an error. Yeah, our Italian cavalry just got slaughtered trying to fight their missile infantry by the looks of it. Right, so we've got some light infantry here. Bring these guys round. Our cavalry just got absolutely smashed. Looks like most of them are retreating now. Which is obviously a good thing. Try and get them as they rout. Try and get them as they rout, try and get them as they rout. Reform, reform, reform. You go for them, you two go for them. Form up the missiles. Get those slingers. Right, get these guys moving up. Most of them are starting to rout now, most of these enemy units.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Oh, it's really starting to run out of ammunition. Okay. Let's just push on. Our mass blob can push onwards. Even with our guys putting some damage in them. Hopefully these guys are going to rout, because if they rout then that's really the end of the battle if their general goes. This is where we still need our cavalry. We really need to get access to some heavy cavalry, I think, because we're really struggling to win these sort of fights, aren't we? Oh, they're not broken. Need to fast forward. There they go. I think that actually went really quite well considering. I don't think we took many losses at all. No, 334. And absolutely smashed the back of the Tarsus army. Our slingers really did us proud then. And some of our Lucian warriors racked up some serious kills. 216. Nice. Gained a bit of combat experience as well. That's good because that means that our sort of city in this part of the world is still safe. And we can perhaps start to look at applying pressure to some of the enemies. Don't want them going back to their army.
At your command.
And our general got promotion. Okay. I wonder how much influence having generals increases or decreases your influence in the Senate. Oh, this guy's actually a politician now. Armor authority. Morale for units. Research rate. Well, he might as well be an inventor, I suppose. Can we make him do things? I'll give him more gravitas, I guess, by because he's currently a politician, whereas this guy is a general. Okay, fun. So what else have we got to do? So we've got 2 provinces still over there. We need to sort of threaten, really. Make olive oil. Cool. And we've still got to try and quite a few enemy armies down here as well. God, there's so many enemies to deal with. This army is now ready to deploy against Elia. So we can start to push down. Potentia is obviously now secure. We could, I guess, upgrade. How much food is it making? 5. We could upgrade the place, which is going to allow us to recruit better infantry. So yeah, let's do that. And then I think that's probably about it for this turn. Got our recruitment pool sorted. There's lots of small enemy armies kicking around who are a threat, obviously. We've defeated that large enemy army besieging us. So let's go to the next turn. Oh, they're one of their enemy agents moving around, trying to cause trouble for us. But hopefully not succeeding. Our allies moving around with his agents. Hopefully causes some trouble for Tarsus. Disruption. Someone has incited unrest. Well, that's not very helpful, to be honest. Rather they hadn't have done that. So we'll keep moving down towards Elia. They have got an army there, and obviously they've got a good garrison down here at Elia as well. So maybe it's going to be a case of just laying siege and trying to hold the siege and getting them to attack me. But we've got a good few units there as well, even with our useless Italian cavalry. We could actually make a warrior Pelagos. But I don't know if that's really very helpful. I think we wanted the farming one more because of the food it brings in. And over here there's nothing else can really be upgraded that I want to upgrade. Public order is actually pretty good. Did increase our wealth of reasonable amount. Let's do it. Sod it. We'll invest in some building upgrades, haven't we? So our garrison is slowly increasing, but it just takes time to recruit, and the army needs time to recover as well. But over here, I think things are looking sort of okay, garrison-wise around here, and we've got our allied army here. So maybe it's time for us to start to push south with these guys, and maybe start to capture some of the other 2 ones in here, either the port one or the internal one. I think probably the port one, to be honest. I'm going to march. We are going to start to lose public order here slowly, but I don't think it's an immediate concern. What does the garrison get upgraded to? It is quite an improvement, isn't it? Let's do it. So, have all our armies been deployed? So we've got our army here moving south, our army here garrisoning, our army marching down, yeah, towards the city in the south, and our army over here. So yeah, we're looking pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this turn. I'm pleased we won that siege. I thought we stood a real chance of losing that. It would have been most annoying. Oh god, do they? Oh no, that's southern Italy. I thought they suddenly got loads of land in like Corsica or something. Okay, they're going to fight me. I will take the battle. I think this is the first time these guys are going to be... Oh no, the Glorious have actually won a couple of battles already, haven't they? Get these guys blooded a little bit against the enemy. I don't think they have anything, really. Some light skirmishers who really are a problem. A couple of militias. And a bit of cavalry. Against the might of the Samnites. Oh, they've got reinforcements, but still. Seems like poor terms to me for them to want to fight on, but I'll take it, definitely. Can you form a neat line? What the hell is that? Do you think you are? Some sort of rabble? I don't care if there's a... hell is that? It's a unique geological feature. I don't think that's supposed to be there. But anyway, yeah. We're all going to be hidden by the looks of it. Looks like they're going to be hidden as well. I shall go a scouting.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
So some like missile cavalry. Obviously I don't want to fight them. Pull back, let them pull into range of my slingers. Ideally. You can even march forwards to engage them, I don't mind. I'd have thought these guys are just going to get absolutely slaughtered.
Our general is under attack.
Because they just got light bows, they're just going to get absolutely pelted by rocks. Oh, he dropped his bow. They're going everywhere. Well, this is an easy start, isn't it? Wow. Oh, they've decided. Actually, that's not such a good idea. And they've routed. Okay, reform, reform. One side or the other, probably. Because it's a bit messy with that random break in the ground. Okay. So it looks like they're now going to group up with their larger army to try and come and face us. Which is fine, I don't really have a problem with that. Gonna pull these guys back a little bit. I assume you're still facing the right way. They are, indeed. It's just to give myself a bit more room with my slingers, if I can deploy them properly. Okay, good. So the enemy's getting a bit closer. Where's our cavalry? In them round to provide a bit of scouting. What sort of range have we got over here? There's got a handful of slingers, but they proved to be not particularly capable. Some very heavy melee cavalry over here, though. Probably are going to be more of a threat for us. Let's get some fire on these slingers. Move up and open fire. Don't shoot at my horses. Okay, so we're getting our fire on the enemy slingers. It's a bit more of a slinger duel, this one, isn't it? Actually taking some fire on our slingers as well. They're wavering. We can get another shot or two on them. Should hopefully be enough to break them, maybe. No, they've recovered. They don't mind. These guys are pushing around. Let's see if we can cut these guys off. That'll be quite fun. We're just skirmishing at the moment. It seems I don't really want to push it in by the looks of it. These guys are just determined to be the biggest annoyance they possibly can. Push up, push up, push up, push up, push up, push up, push up. No, I can't catch them. Thought I should have pushed that unit up earlier, shouldn't I? I might have been able to capture those enemy like missile infantry. Well, let's chase them off. So yeah, try and keep the pressure up on the slingers. Come on, guys, keep shooting, keep shooting. Those militia spearmen are going to start pushing up. We'll have to pull back behind the lines. Probably do that anyway. So our cavalry have caught up with these enemy horse skirmishers. Should have thought we should be able to beat these guys. Only a missile cavalry. I mean, I know our like melee cavalry are pretty useless, but still, they should be able to win this. Yeah, they're broken. Cut them down, shatter them, shatter them, shatter them. This is what we need. So our slingers are pulled back and reformed. So let's start breaking these enemy slinger lines. Hey, looks like we're about to be engaged here. Just flank around like this. I mean, it's just, you know, seems easy, really. completely squash them in the back.
We await your command.
That should soon be those guys routing. We have beaten the enemy melee cavalry. Bring those guys around there. Let's bring these guys up here. I'm actually too close, but close enough. So those air slingers shattered. Just keep breaking these guys, pushing forwards, breaking them, pushing forwards, breaking them. So they've got some toxins, some missile infantry there. Push these two SAMNITE light infantry up. We have got some heavy spear. Ooh, gotta be a bit careful actually.
The battle is turning in our favor.
First, just keep trying to pressure their enemy slingers. That very heavy melee cavalry is going to be a problem for us probably as well, because our slingers are going to be really ineffective against that sort of thing. Just keep damage up on those guys. Okay, they're breaking. So let's go for these archers then. Go for it if they want to bring the fight. Oof. It was actually quite a big hit. They may bring in their melee infantry. Okay, let's start to bring in more troops here. Let's get you around. Come on, get moving, get moving, get moving. The enemy cavalry is trying to pull out. Shoot them. Get damage on them. Come on, they're wavering. Let's break them.
The enemy general is dead.
Good, the enemy general is dead. So let's start to pressure these guys here. Around there, to be honest. We'll get them in the rear. What have we got here? We should be a melee infantry here as well. Our stupid slingers have got themselves caught in combat. Come on, we can push into their general with our infantry. Should be able to smash these cavalry, surely. They've lost their general, they've got a lot of casualties. Come on. Still wavering. Ugh. Be quite annoying. Let's go and get our own cavalry stuck in the fight. And bring our general up. Some of our infantry are struggling a bit, but it looks like we actually might have broken some of these guys over here. So let's try and get our swordsmen around the back of these heavy guys, because they're just in a phalanx, aren't they? Which is what's making it hard for us to get into combat with. There you go. That's the slingers shattered. Form up, form up. There we go, victory. Okay, that didn't go too badly, to be honest. Their heavy hoplites are the hardest things to kill, but I'm sort of getting the hang of that. The computer really likes to be fighting these skirmishing battles before they actually get stuck in with the infantry, and that's really where the sort of profit is, I think, in terms of winning these battles. Focus on killing the enemy skirmishers, and then really, the infantry that the SAMNITEs have available to them really dominate quite well. Now we can start to put pressure on these guys, and that was exactly the right thing for us, because now we can pressure their army and possibly defeat the garrison at the same time next turn. It could prove to be perfect. And the Glorious has gained a military tradition. And another general has increased rank. Everyone. Oh, that's probably this general. Okay, so let's just deal with the general first. Do that. Military tradition. Minus upkeep and morale. Seems pretty useful. Let's go for that. Now let's pressure these remaining enemy armies. I think we'll just auto-resolve this one because I just want to... Oh, it's actually pretty close, isn't it? Oh no, win chance very high. Kill the remaining captives. Drive them off. Keep driving them off. Oh, one of them's dead as well. And now we should be able to assault the city. I'm hoping. Because the garrison should be badly damaged. Oh dear, this has been a tough old fight, hasn't it? And that should be the end of Neapolis. Should force them out of the war. As long as they've not got any other cities remaining. I think this is their last city. Elea is over. And finally, the faction we actually started this game at war with, we have now finally beaten, I think. I don't think they have anything else left. Maybe a fleet somewhere. They do have a fleet here, but they'll just slowly dwindle away and die, I think. Because they should just take attrition now, because they don't have any cities. Is now why they've got that skull and crossbones above them. So, oh, we actually have a gold mine here. This might be quite a productive city. How much money would that give us? Well, that could certainly be good for us wealth-wise, so we'll get that one going, certainly. That's pretty much all our money for this term. Well, I think things have certainly improved over the course of this campaign. We are now starting to really push out. We still haven't forced a peace with Tarsians, but, you know, they're just slowly losing, so I'm okay at the moment with it. So, we'll save this episode here. I don't know why I'm saving this on film, especially. I don't normally bother, but we will. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode. Yeah, I'm really enjoying filming this campaign. It's as much for my benefit, I guess, as it is perhaps for you guys to enjoy. I know it's not as popular as the Total War Arena stuff. It's just it's nice to play some other things a bit different every now and then. And I'm really quite enjoying filming this one. So, thank you for watching, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please give the video a like, because it really does help. And yeah, subscribe to the channel if you're interested in lots more Total War content. And I shall see you all on the next video.